Been looking forward to this part of Talking Solutions. I've got Dr. Daliah Wachs in studio. She's got her own Dr. Daliah show that runs on our AM 720 KDON News Talk station. See her on TV all the time. Dr. Daliah, we all love you here at Beasley Media. You're our star.
Yay, thanks, Terry.
I'm so glad to have you here. Okay,
love being here.
Through disclosure, I could say that you're my GP. So.
I know, I'm not allowed to say, but I love it, man. You make my job easy.
You got your show that you do on KDON, on AM 720 KDWN, our Beasley News Talk station. Plus, I just heard Jerry Doyle, who does the only nationally syndicated talk show out of Las Vegas. He's on every afternoon. He was talking about you. You're also his GP.
Yes.
And I heard that you were going to be on a show here a few days ago. I'm sorry I missed it.
Oh, yeah. I write for his website, Epic Times. I love Epic Times. He has asked me to be his medical contributor. They're entertaining articles and make them fun. They're not too cerebral because I don't even understand the words. And then every now and then I come on the show and we talk about them.
And we could have you today on Talking Solutions, so I'm very excited.
I love it. This is fun.
You're like the multimedia doc, seriously. Of anybody here in Las Vegas as far as doctors, I see you being consulted on television more than anyone. I see you on Fox 5 all the time. I think I saw you on another one of the channels, like an 8 or a 13 or a 3. It could have been all of them. And it was just recently. And now you've got something new that we want to talk about today, which is Toolz for Teachers as we get ready for the kids to get back in school.
Yep. Thank you. Toolz for Teachers was a campaign me and my son, Brock, came up with because he has a bar mitzvah project and is supposed to be doing community service. And even though I do a lot of stuff for the health aspect of what we need in this community, like Nevada Blood Donation Day and Tark Toy Drive, bringing kids toys in the hospitals, this Toolz for Teachers helped our teachers. I didn't realize so many of my teachers have to pay out of pocket for their school supplies.
Oh, it's crazy.
Oh, my gosh. And so when they were telling me what's going on, that, Daliah, I don't know if I'm going to pay for that medication or do that test that you need me to do because I got to buy supplies for the school year. I'm like, well, wait a second. Why can't we pull together and help these teachers out? So Toolz for Teachers is a huge campaign where the first part is the school supply drive. What we're going to do is we're going to collect as many school supplies as possible. We've already started. Every Storage One location has a drop-off box. Every Albertsons and Vons has a drop-off location. Anywhere you live throughout the city, you should be able to drop off school supplies. And if you have any issues of getting those school supplies to where they need to go, we'll figure out a way to pick them up. The Public Education Foundation Teachers Exchange. This is a phenomenal foundation that is here for teachers to be able to get supplies. We are working with them and partnering with them. We're also partnering with Well Health, Quality Care, Canyon Creative, and anybody else that wants to partner with us to get as many supplies as possible to the Teachers Exchange, and then they will be able to pass it out to the teachers. We're going to have a big event August 22nd, Saturday, at the Public Education Foundation. I believe they're at 4350 South Maryland Parkway, across from UNLV. We're going to do it from 9 to 1 that Saturday morning on the 22nd, where teachers can come, pick up their supplies. Now, I'm also hoping, as part of Toolz for Teachers, to also provide a lot of health advice and tips and things like that. So I'm trying to work on actually trying to make it a little bit of a health fair also. We know our teachers suffer from a lot of health issues, have to be on their feet all day, issues with their back, not getting enough sleep, stress, things like that. And so whatever we could do to help our teachers out from a health perspective, from a school supply perspective. And I also want to try to recruit a bunch of businesses in town to get some nice coupons and deals for our teachers because they really deserve it. Toolz for Teachers encompasses all that.
I love this. What a great effort. Of course, getting ready for kids to go back to school. This is where you hear about all kinds of school supply drives. Kids need backpacks, kids need pencils, all this stuff. But to take it and direct it specifically for the teachers, and this is real serious money that comes out of their pockets. I've heard different numbers. I've heard that a lot of teachers spend upwards of $600 or more.
You're right.
Out of their own small paycheck. They're doing what they need to do to make sure the kids in their classes are taken care of.
Terry, you're 100% right. One of my patients says she spends $1,000 every August. Another one of my patients says it costs her $4,000 a year. $4,000 a year in supplies that she has to buy. But here's the thing. I love those supplies that are happening right now for the kids, where you could get them backpacks and pencils and all that. The reason why we chose Toolz for Teachers is it helps two groups in one. It's going to help the kids because these supplies are getting to the kids.
That's where they're going to end up.
But it helps the teachers because then they don't have to pay for them. So we basically killed two birds with one stone on this one.
This works. And to take and make that big distribution day, what is it, a week from Saturday, the 22nd of August, and it's going going to happen at the Public Education Foundation for you to get other companies and other partners involved. Maybe have a mini health fair and just have different offerings for these so deserving teachers. Just a great idea.
That's great. And our Clark County School District public school teachers are the ones that get to benefit from Teachers Exchange. We want to later expand it where we can help preschool teachers and private school teachers and everything, because we appreciate all teachers, which is why we want to work with the businesses in town and get coupons and things like that. But the Teachers Exchange will need every teacher to come in with their proof that they're a Clark County public school teacher. But those are the ones that really carry the biggest financial burden of buying the supplies. So it's going to be a great event, and I hope people can come out, even if you're not a teacher, just to show your support. And anything. We're talking about these, 15-cent pencil erasers. It doesn't cost a lot of money. These are things that as you're shopping at Albertsons or Vons, as you leave the checkout counter, throw a couple things in the cart that you're going to see with the sign. Whether it's paper, dry erase markers are huge. They really need dry erase markers because they don't use chalkboards anymore.
I was just seeing on TV, they were talking about all the things that used to be in classrooms that aren't there anymore. And I want to say it was on the Today Show or something. You don't see the little pencil sharpeners that used to be attached to the wall anymore. And you don't see chalkboards.
Right.
They're not there.
And those big erasers you used to smack each other with. I know. Classrooms are different. They're so computerized. But the thing is it's also getting more expensive. These dry erase markers, people pick them up, people lose them, they dry out. Whereas chalk lasted forever. Yeah, it wasn't the healthiest or safest, and I understand why they switched it out. But then, boom, more cost. And teachers, they need to teach. You need to grab a pen. You need to have that handy. And so teachers have told me, Daliah, make sure you get dry erase markers. Get a lot of Post-its, 8 crates, shoe boxes, all these things. Teachers will have a project and tell their students, okay, guys, go home, bring this back. I remember years ago I had to bring back a milk container, etc. A lot of these kids aren't doing it. They don't have the means.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't drink milk that way. Maybe their parents don't have milk. So we want to make sure teachers don't have to go to the grocery store, buy the supplies, etc. We can give it to them in this way also.
We can all help whatever we have as far as our resources. Whatever we have, we can share it. Plus, this time of the year, there are some screaming bargains on school supplies.
Exactly. Oh, exactly. All these places. It's the best time to do it.
It's when I buy my school supplies. I still love spiral notebooks and I like pens, and I go to the store and they're so cheap. How can you help but get a bunch?
And is it just me? But I love seeing the colors of all of these. The Tark toy drive was so much fun because it was so colorful. The room was filled with all these toys we collected. And so now here we are with these school supplies, and you got all the Crayola markers, you got all the crayons. This is a colorful, pretty, uplifting, fun type of thing. And it's inexpensive. There's a lot of drives. There's a lot of things out there where we need money. Luckily, the Teachers Exchange, they're not asking for money, just the school supplies. And this is something is being handed right to the recipient. And that's what's great.
I want to know where you get your energy. You're involved in so many things. We're talking
carbs.
I'm not a simple carb person.
I know. I had a couple simple carbs though.
Okay. Well, you'll have energy at least to get through our discussion today. That'll be fine. I try to do the complex carbs. I'm working on that nutrition degree.
Good girl. No, we have to. And we need to poop. So look, whatever helps us poop.
I need to listen to your show on KDON more often because people say you are so funny.
I have a good time. We have a good time.
And we always have a good time coming to see you. We're talking today with Dr. Daliah Wachs, and she's involved in all kinds of stuff. You did the blood drive. Mm-hmm. You were talking about the Tark toy drive, and now you're doing Toolz for Teachers. Toolz for Teachers, you mentioned Brock, your son. Mm-hmm. I got to meet him a couple weeks ago.
Brock.
How sweet is he?
He is my little baby cupcake tushy I could just eat. Well, Brock, it's very interesting. A lot of churches and temples now, they make the kids do a community project, which I think is brilliant. Even high schools now are incorporating that. And I've been through my show and working with KDON and my GCN network and iHeartRadio. I mean, my job as a syndicated radio host is to not only educate, but to do things for the community. And so when my son was like, Mom, I like my teachers. What can we do to help them? And I know it's not health related, Mom. I go, but no, this is great. Why don't we do the school supply drive? But he was also helping me with the Tark toy drive. He made the logo for me. He's been helping me pass out posters, spreading the word, because I'm not computer literate at all. So it's exciting to be able to work with my son. Usually kids at this age, they don't want anything to do with you.
Yeah, you get a certain age, they drop me off a block away.
I mean, do I seem embarrassing? I mean, you and I, there's nothing embarrassing about us. I would love to hang out with us. But, so yeah.
So it's kind of Brock who came up with the genesis of this idea.
Exactly.
For the Tools for Teachers drive. And I can't imagine.
He's a smart tushy.
Oh, he's a good kid.
I could just eat.
And here's the deal. Brock's not in the studio with us right now.
So
you can say all the stuff that is going to make him cringe.
Oh, yeah. I know.
And he can't do anything about it. Oh, yeah. Just have to accept it, babe. We're going to take care of you, but we're going to tease you a little bit along the way. It's okay.
They grow up too fast. And getting the next generation to realize that community service is not a choice. It's a duty, I mean, we help our community any way we can. And if we don't have the money, the recession taught us a lot. In this recession, a lot of charities, unfortunately, lost a lot of their ability to do a lot of work because people weren't donating. Then it takes us to come up with other sorts of ways to give. And Nevada Blood Donation Day was just one example of that. I mean, there's so many different ways we could give that doesn't so much require direct money. And yeah, money helps. And there's still a lot of charities that need that. At least this doesn't pull away any resources from anybody else.
The thing is, Daliah mentioned that during the downturn, charities did suffer. The thing that I'm finding out, part of Talking Solutions every week is finding a way where we can all give back and shining a light on the needs in the community and things that
amazing.
We can do. I love my show.
I love what you do. I mean, it is amazing. And also, you bring forth the information that there's this going on. There are so many people that want to do good, and they don't have a means of medium. I'm lucky. I got a syndicated radio show. I could do that. K-Dawn plays me every night. Thank God. So I have a platform, but there's so many people out there that don't have that platform. And so you allowing that to happen, you're a godsend. You're an angel.
You are kind. To be in community relations for Beasley Broadcasting, I have a wonderful opportunity to be able to talk to people who are so deserving. And the thing is, surveys will tell you that the people who are the most generous tend to be the people that have the least.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
I don't know why that is, but I love it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because you're so close to the edge and you don't have a lot extra. You see the need and you feel so close to the need that you say, I'll give you everything that I can.
Oh, that's incredible. I have patients that suffer from depression, probably because they're forced to have me as their doctor. But for many of them, one thing I recommend they do is to get involved with some charity work. Every time I start to feel a little down or blue, I come up with something that I could work on, and immediately I get excited and it gets me out of any sort of funk that I could be, in. Because it does. Unfortunately, I had a patient who was raped years ago, and she comes to me as a new patient going, I don't know why I can't get over it. It's been 10 years. I can't get over it. And I go, you won't get over it. And there should be no reason for you to try to forget it. But maybe there's a reason, an esoteric reason why you're here today talking to me. Maybe we can teach other kids. Maybe we could, would you like to talk to girls, talk to teenage girls and teenage boys about assault and maybe teach them what happened to you and how you survived? And how she's like, oh my gosh, I would love to do that. And she just got so excited with the thought that, when bad things happen, there's a very, very rare silver lining that you may be able to find and save other people's lives and save other people. I tell everybody to search for something that they could turn lemons into lemonade. Sexual assault, and many of us have been assaulted. There's no way to make lemonade out of that, but charity work is something that is so reparative, regenerative, and it's so healing.
You're right. I've had situations where I know if someone suffers the loss of a spouse and they're having trouble adjusting, or I have a very close friend who had suffered a long-term breakup. She was just trying to get used to living by herself and not having that constant companionship anymore. And I said, I think what you need to do is look for some place where you can volunteer. Look for a charity. Look for something that calls to your heart. Find other people who think like you. Go out and volunteer and do things for others. I think when you pull up and out of yourself and you look around, you're not concentrating so much on what's still inside you about your suffering. Suddenly you're going, here's a need and I can do something to assist. I can help.
Exactly.
And it makes a huge difference. I think it helps people heal. And I was just talking recently with Mary Vale, PR professional here in town.
Wonderful.
She's wonderful.
She's amazing.
Oh, I love her. And she's the one who wrote the book. What's Your Philanthropic Footprint? Very inspirational book. And we were talking about how I truly believe that most everybody wants to do something to help. A lot of them just don't know where to start.
Exactly.
So we were giving them ideas, and then I also mentioned that when you give back, when you do something for a charity, you get this high, you get this
euphoria.
It's this splashback of wonderful, warm feelings. And she said, yeah, it's a giver's high. It's almost addictive. When you do it, you find that you want to do more.
Exactly. Terry, you're 100% right. And you brought up a good point. A lot of people don't know where to start. They think, well, I have to go down to the soup kitchen and I'm not going to have time. I'm not going to have that many hours. There's things you could do for charity at home. Even, for example, I tell people when I was doing the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society campaign, Man, Woman of the Year, and we were raising money, a lot of people, they first said, Daliah, I don't have money to give. And I'm like, I'm not asking you for money. I'm creating a team. You guys are not to donate any money. But if you could spread the word and tell people about some of the fun events we're having, that's going to be so much more beneficial than you having to go into your pocket and come up with $20, because you're spreading the word and just spreading the excitement and, having people learn about the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. That's charity enough. A lot of people don't realize there's various stages and things you could do.
There are so many things. Raising awareness in itself is helping.
Exactly.
That's a big part of it. All right, we're talking today about the Toolz for Teachers drive, which is going on right now. You need a place to get started helping. How about picking up some school supplies and donating to Toolz for Teachers? It's that simple. It could cost you $1, $2, $10, whatever you've got. It's going to be given to teachers right here in the Clark County School District. They are spending money out of their own pocket. That shouldn't be happening, quite frankly.
And again, we want to help our kids. We're helping two groups at one. And, even if you don't have any money to buy school supplies, because you can barely buy school supplies for your kids, one thing that you could do, which will really help, is go to our Facebook page or go to our Twitter, Toolz for Teachers, and spread the word. Share it. Get people to like it, because the more people you could bring, the more we could raise awareness, and then we could get help. So even if you can't buy school supplies, please spread the word.
Honestly, I think that I could go through the stuff in my home office. I think I'm a school supply hoarder.
Yes, I know.
I think I could just pull out some of the stuff that I've already got in there, because this time of the year I go out and I buy it at Target and I buy it at the grocery store and I stop by the Walmart and everybody's got the stuff and just tons of it right there in front, and it's so cheap.
Maybe our next charity should be a sanitary napkin charity, because I got cupboards full of this, and as I'm slowly going through menopause, I really don't need them anymore.
Oh, well, you could share those.
Yeah, maybe
Shade Tree.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah.
I can help you find places where all of this can come in handy. On Talking Solutions, we've got Dr. Daliah Wachs in, and she is not only my GP, very famous doctor here in town. Everybody comes to you.
You know what? They're desperate. It's by default.
No. That's not it.
I wish I could see everybody. The office gets busy, but it's fun. I can't see myself stopping practicing medicine. I can't, but it's tough. I do full-time radio. I do, part-time community service, and then I try to do a full-time practice. It's tough.
And you've got a family.
Exactly. I mean, thank God, I stopped breastfeeding a year or two ago when the kids started high school.
I don't know how you are able to do all the things that you do. But there are some other things that I need to ask. As long as you have somehow found the time to come into my studio.
Absolutely.
This is a treat. What's it like to be on Pawn Stars? Come on, tell us.
Oh, my gosh. Pawn Stars was awesome. These guys were great. See, I collect medical antiques. One of my loves is history, medical history. So I collect stuff from the Civil War, 1700s, 1800s, etc. So luckily the guys loved looking at the stuff and buying it. But I got to tell you, I do have a bone to pick with Mark Hall Patton. One of the episodes where I brought a 1700 Benjamin Bell metacarpal saw, the handle was disintegrated because it was a couple hundred years old. And he's like, that's a toy. Like a toy, something that's serrated, a toy. But I didn't get a chance to talk about the Benjamin Bell metacarpal. Basically, years ago, you had kids born with an extra toe, things like that. You couldn't use a big, huge knife. You had to use this little metacarpal thing. And so that was what I brought. But luckily, Chumley didn't want to buy it, so I got to keep it. It's ugly, so I just gave it to my in-laws for Christmas. At least I didn't have to sell that one. But it's cool. These guys are great. I love the Pawn Star guys, big fans of them. And they do a lot of good work for our communities.
They do. Yeah, they're very charity oriented, because I think when you have the opportunity to give back, it feels so good.
Exactly.
It's so good. And I'm so glad that you're doing Tools for Teachers.
And thank you for everything you do, Terry. I appreciate everything you do, and you make things happen. And like I said, you're an angel.
You're too kind. You're an angel. I'm going to argue with you on that. So this is a great time for everybody to go out and get some school supplies.
Exactly.
Whatever you can handle, drop them off at any Storage One location here in town, any Albertsons, any Vons. If you don't get the chance to do that, you end up, a week from Saturday on August 22nd, and you've still got them and you're like, oh, I forgot to drop them off. You could take them actually to the big Tools for Teachers distribution day at the Public Education Foundation over on Maryland Parkway.
Exactly. So yeah, and again, even if you forget after that, bring them by my office at the Dr. Daliah Show headquarters at 6045 South Rainbow. So trust me, we'll make it work. And teachers need supplies all year long. So I'm sure the Teachers Exchange would love to collect all year long. But let's do this now before school starts. It's the best time. You got the sales. These are tools for teachers to help your kids.
Benefits a lot of people all at the same time, and you're going to feel so good for helping with Tools for Teachers online. I know it's Tools for Teachers on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. We got Tools for Teachers on Facebook. Tools for number 4 teachers, because I didn't know how to spell 4, so I put the number in there.
That's okay.
Don't tell my 4th grade teacher. We have Tools for Teachers with the Z, Tools for Teachers on Twitter, because somebody took Tools with an S. Thank you.
Sure. Yes.
Toolsforteachers.net hooks into my website that's going to have information, and then later hopefully health tips, etc. So as this is growing, this is year 1, and we have just started, and it's amazing. So yes, Tools for Teachers net, Facebook, Twitter, anything, it'll get to us.
And if you can't find those locations, go to the Talking Solutions Facebook page, because I will put links on there for the sites. I'll give you information about Tools for Teachers, and that's also where you'll find a podcast of this show.
And you'll see a picture of Terry, who is very sexy, by the way.
Sure. Yeah.
There's a go.
I'm going to take you down the hallway right now and introduce you to a bunch of people at KDON that you haven't met yet. So, what a treat to have you in. I can't believe you actually found the time to come and visit us.
Anytime. I love being here.
Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you so much.
Talking Solutions is a production of the Community Relations Department here at Beasley Media Group, Las Vegas. Get more information on today's topic on our Talking Solutions page on Facebook, where you will also find links and a podcast of today's show. Thanks for listening, and have a great week.